Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and as always, I'm with my lovely co host, Aaron.
Hello, everyone. I've decided this shirt is going to be the new Queers and Soaps uniform. We're just going to put a big old Queers and Soaps logo on there because I seem to wear this shirt all the time. It's my little
I feel like
baseball jersey.
I feel like I wore my shirt that's similar recently, also. Not
I
when you
can't
wore
help it. I love it.
it.
Walmart.
um, Greg's closet. I do that a lot. I'm like, ooh, I like this shirt. It's mine now.
John and I, there's no way he would swim in my clothes and I would feel like I had a corset on.
Greg was pissed when he realized that we weren't the same shoe size. He has like a million shoes. He wanted to like double that. I'm like, are you kidding me? But anyway, so why are we here today?
We are talking about the second week of Sunset Beach.
Yes, we are. And what an eventful week it was.
Yes, it was.
I found myself like watching Friday's episode and being like, oh, wait, this happened on Monday? I was like, this is like months worth of story that they're doing in a week.
Yeah, they did quite a bit. Um,
So
my
we picked
big,
up.
oh,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying the biggest shocker for me this week was not storyline related whatsoever. That
Okay.
the guy, Randy Spelling, what
Uh-huh.
I don't know what his character's name is, but he is Olivia's son. I was like, what? What? Like, I just did not expect him to be her son.
Okay. You actually answered a question I had in my head. But I'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So we off where last week left off with Dell Douglas getting shot.
Yes.
Um, there's a couple of suspects. His daughter, who he cut off because she had been lying about being in law school, I believe, and basically
Hmm.
just using his money to fund a beachfront apartment and all the time.
But we have her on recording, and multiple people have heard her say, I will kill you, daddy. So that checks her off the suspect list for us viewers.
And then there's Olivia Richards, who is Gregory Richards' wife, and she was having an affair with Dell, and he wanted her to run away with him, but she didn't want to because she's still in love with her husband, who doesn't pay her any affection or attention, and so he threatened to expose the affair. So she has motive to kill him, to shut him up.
Mhm.
Um, I think those are the only two that we know of so far.
Those are the only two suspects that they keep pointing at.
Yeah. So Randy Spelling's character, what is his name? So
Wait,
there's
real quick
Caitlin,
though,
and I'll remember it. It'll come to me. We'll just call him Randy Spelling for
okay, but
now.
real quick, one of the things I've enjoyed so far is the previously. The fact that they kind of give me like a little kickstart. It
Uh-huh.
always, yeah, I kind of enjoy that with this soap. I don't know why.
Well, it's very prime time, but Passions did that for like the first few weeks. They were like yesterday on Passions.
Okay. I wonder if it's
Even
because
though
it
the
was in
same
the.
thing's happening
Okay.
every day, but
Okay. That makes sense since they're starting a new show.
yeah. Um, so Randy Spelling's character is in the hotel room next door to Dell's room, so he hears the gunshot and he kind of
Hmm.
goes to the door and looks out and he sees a hooded figure leaving, but he doesn't really think anything's wrong and he goes back to his room. Fine. So Dell dies, um, but not before being rushed to the clinic, not even the hospital, the clinic.
I know he didn't stand a chance.
Where Annie actually seems concerned that he might die. She's begging him not to die. She tells him that she loves him, which actually I feel like kind of sends him into another heart attack, like a heart
It's
attack,
like,
cardiac
you
arrest.
love me?
Like her presence just like set him off. But there were a lot of people in that room, so maybe it was like a mixture of also seeing Olivia standing there. I don't know.
Watching these classic soaps compared to today, it's just weird to see so many actors,
In one room,
actresses in one room, in one scene, in one location. It's like,
and so many props and
whoa.
sets around them.
It's like if you turned on any soap right now, well, I mean, I know it's COVID times, but before, even a little before COVID times, everyone that's on the Sunset Beach set would be your extras and your daytime players.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think they have a few extra.
So they pronounced Dell dead. Antonio, while he's like in cardiac arrest, not Antonio. Wait, is his name Antonio?
I think so.
Ricardo.
Ricardo.
Antonio
Yeah,
is like a later character that I keep going back to. Ricardo is like trying to question him while he's in cardiac arrest. He's like, "Do you know who shot you?"
Yeah. It's like, well, yeah. He's
like he's just trying to live right now. Give him a minute.
It's like, let me try to live.
So Olivia has a moment alone with him after he dies where she kisses him.
Mm-hmm.
And her husband sees that. And she says, "I was so in love." And then her husband walks away and she says, "With Gregory," which is her husband.
I was like,
I'm like, typical.
But I just don't get that I don't feel like she's in love with him. They do not act like they in love whatsoever.
Well, he definitely doesn't act like he loves her.
She has more passion for any alcohol beverage she's going towards than she does Gregory. I mean, I'm not blaming her,
Yeah. So Annie goes back with Ben to his house, apartment, condo, whatever it is that's next door to hers.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of has this moment where he's not looking at her, but he's talking to her. And he says, "Just tell me the truth. Did you shoot your father?" And he looks and she's gone. So, and her aunt Bet goes back to her place to call her mother to let her know that Dell has passed. That was like a fun scene. She's just like, beep.
That was my favorite scene from that week's episode. I loved when you think she's talking and she goes beep and call your daughter. Yeah.
And then she drops Annie's purse and Dell's wallet falls out.
Which I am so curious how that wallet, maybe Annie swiped it off of his body while he was laying on the gurney or something. Because I bet she stole it before when she went
to visit him with the Halloween gun.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was planted. I really don't remember. I don't even know if it ever gets explained.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Maybe it will be. I don't remember. So it's going to be brand new to me. So she kind of keeps the wallet to herself. But she's like, oh, Annie, what have you done? Because now she's thinking Annie did do it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's her niece, and from the looks of it, her favorite niece. So she's going to protect her. So the next morning, Olivia, I guess, is hungover from drinking all night. And Gregory drags her into the shower, fully clothed, and just turns the shower on.
That was my favorite scene of that episode of this week. I just love when she puts her hands up. She's like, no. And she just all like, no. Like, I was like, yeah, I love you, Olivia. I love you.
I kind of like the open concept of that shower. It was just open.
I know. I was like, wonder what kind of parties they've been having.
And
Rich people.
he's just like, tell me the truth. Were you having an affair with Dell? As he like continues to turn the shower on and off in front of her. And he's like, he says something like, nobody kisses a dead man's lips the way you did. A dead man's cold lips the way you did. And she's like, you haven't touched me in years. Nobody's lips are colder than yours.
I love when you say that because it's so funny.
Because that's how she said it. It was just so dramatic, and I loved every second of it.
I know. It's that over-the-top soap dramatic that I just love. It gives me life.
So this is also where we meet Caitlin, their daughter. She walks in.
Who... I don't know how her character develops in that, but right now she just looks very blah. Does that make sense?
Really?
Maybe
I was thinking I liked her, but maybe it's because of like future stuff that I've seen that I like.
I was just like, she just kind of seems like they didn't dress her very like. I didn't like what wardrobe did. She had those like khaki pants and that. She reminded me of one of my teachers from school. Like, I don't mean that in a, like any kind of mean way or that, but I'm just like, she's in California. She's at the beach.
Well, maybe she had just gotten in from school, so maybe
everyone else was kind of dressed. Maybe.
She was kind of like, "I'll take over from here, Dad," but she said it so matter of factly, like this isn't the first time she's had to do this.
Like she's the parent,
right?
Maybe that's why they dressed her that way. Like she was like put together. Like she was like put together. Like she wasn't just a college student.
Yeah,
is what I meant by earlier.
Well, so Annie returns home the next morning. She says she was out walking all night, clearing her head.
I was like, okay, girl. I was like, lie better. I don't care that you're lying. Just lie better.
Right.
I wish that's what Ben would say. Would just be like, girl, I don't care you're lying. Just give me a better lie.
Randy Spelling is brought into the police station for questioning since he was in the room next door. And he thinks that it's because the girl he was with was underage.
Yes. And I'm just like, but then he's underage too, it seems. I'm not even sure how they got a hotel room.
Well, he's rich.
Oh, well, that's true. Sorry. Us poor people, we have to wait till we reach a certain age.
His name is Sean. That's the character's name. Sean Richards.
It came to you finally.
Yeah. I knew it would talk because I was just remembering Ricardo yelling at him, like, tell the truth, Sean. Tell me where you are.
He yells a lot.
Right. I was enjoying his suspenders, his leather suspenders. So Sean remembers seeing his mom at the hotel wearing a black cloak.
When Olivia's walking through that hotel lobby and Sean sees her, I'm just like, she looks like she's in a trance.
Right? I thought that too. She just looked like she's like ready, like on a mission.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, were you possessed? Like, she doesn't look like she's like, ooh, I'm gonna go see my man, or anything. She's just
like, I'm gonna go kill my man.
Like she wasn't trying to not be seen. Whereas the person that killed Dell was trying, to.
So Sean automatically wants to protect his mother, and he flat out lies. He says the woman leaving in the cloak was in her 20s with red hair, basically describing Annie to a T. Like, I don't know if he did that on purpose to incriminate Annie, or if that was just what came to mind, but he's not helping Annie's case.
No. Well, Annie's not helping Annie's case. And neither is Bet. When they get the search warrant, and they're searching the apartment, do not go to where you have gotten rid of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Just stay still. Just, they weren't even looking at the fireplace, but they were once, And Bet was like, "Oh, here, let me look with all these cops in the room."
There was a few moments where they kind of had like a sexual innuendo that I was like, really? You're doing that? Like, Annie was working out in like a medicine ball and she was bouncing up and down, but there was like a ledge in front of her.
Oh my God. When I saw that, I went, now, okay, what is she like? I was trying to figure out what kind of exercise machine she was on. Because I mean, but I was like, oh, imagine all the people that were watching that to begin with were probably like, oh my gosh, this is so scandalous. Holding on to their shirt collars. I just realized something too. We didn't do the intro.
I realized that about 5 seconds ago, and I was like, oh well. They know who we are. Our names are right there. We're fine. We were just so excited to talk about
We were just so excited to talk about Sunset Beach.
So while all this is going on, Tiffany is still stalking Ben, pretending to be Dorothy from Kansas. And I'm with you. I'm kind of over her. She's annoying.
Thank you. Okay, I was afraid it was just me, but I mean, I like the actress because I liked her, like the little scene she had on Beyond Salem. But there's just something about her right now. I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, girl, you ain't even 18. This is a man that has said he's not, like.
She went from like stalking him at the club, wearing a blue dress because blue is his favorite color, to breaking into his house multiple times. To where he basically threw her over his shoulder and brought her in to like interrogate her. And while trying to struggle and get away from him, she twists her ankle. And then when he has his back turned, she breaks a plant pot over his head.
And what's weird is he has clearly made it, I'm not interested in you. I'm not interested in Dorothy whatsoever at all.
Yeah.
Leave me alone, Dorothy. And she's just like, I'm going to get him.
Yeah. Like, you wouldn't have said all those things you said in those emails if you didn't care.
And and then I'm thinking, where's your dog?
Yeah. What?
I'm like, that poor dog.
Oh, puppy.
And I was confused. Like, okay, I get she's trying to win Ben over, or SB, but $600 for to build a boat when you're homeless and got no money, and he's clearly has been nothing but mean to you, and said he's not interested. Yeah, let me go get rid of the money I've stolen. I have no other money.
Also, I'm pretty sure it was only a cashier's check for $1,000, and she bought that dress, which was supposed to be expensive, and she's eating at Elaine's waffle shop. Like, how? Like, this money's gonna run out.
Clearly not. That is clearly a rechargeable. Once again, talking about the logistics of everything.
So she's kind of developed this like side friendship that it doesn't really mean too much, but her and Meg kind of confide in each other because Meg thinks that Casey's SB, and she knows that Tiffany wants to be with Ben, so they kind of encourage each other. And I think it's Meg that says he has a boat.
It is, but it's again like, isn't Tiffany supposed to be like some high school or like youth that ran away?
Mm-hmm.
Why is someone like Meg encouraging her to go for this?
Unless she's 18.
I'm gonna say he's early 30s because to me SB looks early 30s.
Yes, Ben.
Yeah,
Unless she's 18 because she was at the club.
true.
I don't think she's 21, but maybe she's at least 18.
Okay. I'm just trying to like logistically think about this because
Yeah, but
he's clearly a prominent member of the society in Sunset Beach.
Yeah, but TV, they always have underage
Yeah,
kids dating 20-something-year-olds.
I know, that's another problem. But when he's with Tiffany, it looks like that's his little sister,
Right?
like,
Or daughter.
I mean, because she's yeah, it could be his daughter. Like she looks like that. She looks so much more younger next to him.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when she's like with Meg, they look like they could just be a couple years apart.
Mm-hmm. So she ends up buying a model boat, and she has it personalized, and it says Mariah on it, which is the name of his actual boat. And she goes to leave it on his porch, and she gets caught by Annie, who says she has a key and she'll let her in so it doesn't get stolen. And Annie, she's a little troublemaker because she knows when he sees it, he's gonna flip out. Which, shocker, he does.
Breaks that boat. There's your $600.
Like, just give up. Find a new target.
I know, like the guy that actually talking to you. That I don't know his name.
So the cops get a warrant to search Annie's place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, rewind. So Bet decides that she's going to protect Annie, and she burns the wallet. And all I kept thinking was, a leather wallet like that will have a very distinct smell if it was burning.
Oh, I kept thinking,
I'd be like, what are you burning? It smells in here.
when they found the pieces of the wallet, and her logic was, oh well, when he was cremated, there's just a little part of it in there. I'm like, the
that
heat.
was quick thinking.
To me, I wouldn't buy it. Like,
well, yeah, but it was quick thinking.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's quick thinking, but I would be like, ma'am, that's like 400 and something degrees, or it's a lot of heat.
Yeah.
That wallet would have burnt. It wouldn't have just been. Could you imagine, like, opening the ashes to get ready to spread them, and it's like
his license.
Daddy's wallet?
It must have been on him when he went to be cremated. Really? Pretty sure that it's a naked body when they do
that. But the cop got Ricardo doesn't even blink an eye. It's like, oh.
Well, rewinding prior to this, actually, the will was read.
Oh, we forgot about the will. Mm-hmm.
At Douglas house, not the Douglas house, the Richards house. Mm-hmm. Gregory and Olivia. And Olivia, I don't know if it was before the will or after the will, but Olivia snuck off to get rid of a gun. And she went down by the water. She made sure nobody was looking, and she threw it in the water. But in the corner, Eddie was there taking pictures.
Like she holds it right there close to her, where if anyone is kind of secretly around, they could see it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love these people.
I'm starting to think I don't like Eddie. He's always sticking his nose where it doesn't belong.
He seems creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like he's mad at Annie. So I could see him trying to make it look like she killed her father. But I don't get what his deal is with Olivia.
Yeah. She randomly met up with him to bring up something about a gun that she mentioned at a party a year prior, and he's never crossed my mind. And as she's smiling about to walk away, he's like, until now.
I forgot about that. That could be why he's. I feel like he's trying to crack. Maybe he's trying to crack the case to get back at Ricardo.
No, I feel like he's a dirty cop. I feel like
Oh.
he like wants to blackmail people for money.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he doesn't make much.
So yes, at the will reading, I laughed when the maid was like, "Senior Douglas," and she just held it like this. And Olivia was like, "Make Del comfortable," and she's just like walking around the living room like this, like puts it on the stand.
Oh, good times.
So Annie and Ben show up for the will reading, and again, Gregory's just very like loving and like hugs her. He's sweeter to her than he is his own wife.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's like a fatherly affection that he has for her or like a sexual affection that he has for her.
Well, if it's a fatherly, it's weird because clearly he wants her.
And then Beck comes running in and she's like, "I've been followed," and Ricardo comes right behind her. She's like, "By him."
I love her and I hope she shows up more. She needs to be in more scenes.
So Del made a video and he left everything to the love of his life, Olivia Richards.
Which is just, to me, him saying, "Fuck you." Because I want to, ruin her life if he's not with her.
And the fact that like Caitlin is, and maybe some other people are just kind of like, why would he do that? Like, really? They were having like, how much more do you need to know that they were having an affair? So I think this is what prompts the cops to get the arrest warrant. Not the arrest warrant, the warrant to search both the Richards mansion and Annie's place.
Oh, yeah, because they have clear motive for doing it.
Mm-hmm. But not before Annie. Adele wanted to be laid out to sea, so she did it. She flushed him.
As soon as I saw that, I messaged you. I was like, "Oh my gosh." Annie just flushed her dad. And honestly, I can't blame her. I knew he wasn't going to get his last wishes of being scattered. I wasn't expecting her to flush him down the toilet. I like that they made sure they had the little sound effect.
I thought about that too. I was like, they really paid for like a working toilet just to flush it for that scene.
Aaron Spelling commits.
That's why I love the show. It's so campy and like over the top and like stuff like that.
It's on brand for what we like.
So now back to Ricardo and Paula and Eddie searching the mansion. So Olivia is in the bedroom and they already searched the bedroom, and she looks to see if they found an envelope full of bullets for the gun that she got rid of.
Mm-hmm.
And Gregory walks in and he just kind of like rips the envelope, not knowing what's in it, and bullets go flying all over the floor.
I'm like, Olivia.
And then, surprise, surprise, a cop pokes his head in while she's on her knees on the floor picking up the bullets. So Gregory kind of distracts the cop, and they pretend that she's looking for a contact lens, I think.
Yeah, so don't come over here. I'm looking for a contact lens.
You gotta step on it. So I liked Gregory as he was escorting the cop out, picks a bullet up, and he just kind of like flung it at her, and she caught it.
She caught it. She was like, "Got it."
I was like, "Good teamwork."
Yeah. I was gonna say teamwork, husband and wife teamwork.
I was like, they've done this before. And at Annie's house they find the wallet, but it's because Bet's being very obvious about it. Isn't she like standing by the
She keeps looking at it. It's
The
like
fireplace. Yeah, she keeps looking at it,
if
and they
I
like
was a
stand
cop,
to
I'd
the
be like,
side.
we need to check the fireplace. Something's here.
Mhm. So they mention one of one of her ex-husband, Al Kennedy, is a lawyer, and they're gonna get him to represent Annie.
Mm-hmm.
But when Ricardo calls her vet, she says whatever her previous last husband's last name was. She was like, he insisted on formalities. My sixth ex-husband. um, so Annie kind of freaks out, and when she realizes that they want to arrest her, take her down for questioning, and she runs up to the bathroom to go throw up, but she ends up sneaking out the window and running away,
Mm-hmm.
which is not helping her case either. um, Also, really loved her outfit. That all black and with the black leather pants and the black boots. I was like, the girl looks good.
Mm-hmm. With the red hair.
Mm-hmm. I think I might have a girl crush on Annie. I just love talking about her.
I kind of have one on her, and I like the doctor.
I do
What's her?
too, right?
I can't think of what her name is.
Ray. Ray Chang.
She's got beautiful hair too.
Right? Um, so Annie makes her way to the Deep, which is the club underneath the Java web that Ben owns. And she sneaks into his office and she tells him everything that's going on. And he's like, "You're not helping your case," kind of like what we said. And she's like, "I know, but I need your help."
And then he's gonna call the cops, and she pulls a gun on him. I was like, "Girl, red flag.
Desperate times.
You're not calling no one." I kind of just love how she talks too. How she's just like, "Oh no, it's very."
everything's
I love it.
everything's over dramatic and like,
Yeah,
my life is over.
but Daddy's dead. He left me no money.
So that was the major story of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we talked about so much. Like that was 1 week on a
Well,
soap
we
opera.
didn't even cover the fact that Meg
Yeah, now we
tried
can talk
to
about the smaller stories.
poison Casey.
Yeah, so Casey got Ray a white rose.
Mm-hmm.
And Ray's being very like, don't flirt with me, like she's hot, she's cold, whatever.
I feel
And
like
he puts it
she
on Meg's
want.
bag and she thinks it's for her.
I feel like Ray wants to really be a part of the group, but she just feels like she's not. I don't know. If she would just let herself be friends with them.
I think she's just socially awkward and she doesn't know how to act. Because she's never really had true friends.
True.
Speaking of which, all this has happened and this is week 2. This has been like 10 days. um I am like really crushing on Casey this time around. I don't know what's going on.
There's something about him I like too. And I'm actually, I guess it's because I've always had a I can fix them thing. Tim. When Tim shows
Oh,
up, I'm
wow.
like, oh, Tim. And I'm like, wait, he hurt Meg. No. It's like,
Bad.
no, Aaron. But then I'm like, oh, nice hair. Like, I like.
So Meg decides to make strawberry muffins because SB loves strawberries. So she brings
Which
them up to Casey while he's fixing the sink. And when she was under the sink with him, looking at his chest, I was like, "Girl, you better climb on top of that." 'Cause that's when I was like, "Oh my god, do I love Casey?"
maybe I don't know. He resembles though Tim in certain aspects.
Do you
Both
know who I thought he kind of reminded me of today? Peter Blake from Days.
I could see that.
The hair is different, but something
Yeah.
about him reminds me of Peter. And I love Peter Blake. So So he starts to have an allergic reaction to the strawberry muffins, and his throat closes up. So he has to be rushed to the clinic where Ray works. And Meg is just like, I don't understand. Like, strawberries are his favorites.
Did Meg bake these muffins herself?
I think so. Why?
Her house is still not fully constructed.
I know, it looks like it's just framed.
Maybe the stove worked. That's not something I should be thinking about. Sorry.
Okay, well, I thought about this too, because like the door that they keep coming in and out of to like enter the house is also the same door that they go in and out of to get to the kitchen. And I'm like, where is the rest of the rooms in this house? I know Michael is in the garage apartment.
Mm-hmm. And I know there's a big room upstairs because Ray and Casey fought over it, but there's got to be at least 3 more rooms.
Right, and a kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Meg is just like beside herself because she doesn't understand.
But still so cheerful. Her
Right?
character, like, it's always like, it's going to be okay. I'm just going to smile and almost poison the person I thought was my love. Yeah, she's still just...
So they get to the bottom of that's the strawberries at the hospital. And he comes home, he's fine. And Meg and him have like a confrontation. She's like, just tell me the truth. Like, are you SB? Like, stop lying to me. Like, she's like screaming at him, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I did love they finally acknowledged that SB kind of like, well, it's Sunset Beach. You know?
And then after they're like heart to heart, and she realizes that he's not SB, she's just like, okay, I'm gonna go continue my search for SB.
I love how though they keep avoiding saying where she's from to everyone but Ben. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go home. Yeah. Like he could have like easily went, where's home?
So she goes to the Java web and she decides to send SB one final email saying that if she ever meant anything to him and if this is real and wants to meet her at the pier.
We're hearing that little saying again too. When the moon rises and the da da da. I can't think of what it is. Your soulmate will be there.
Yeah, something like that, right?
It's a whole monologue.
But first Tim shows up, and I was like, oh, I wonder if Aaron was happy when he saw Tim.
I was. And I felt like they had a moment. I don't know how people could root for SB and Meg. Because to me, Ben does not come off likable.
Yeah, he's just very moody and brooding and angry.
Well, not in that, like, oh, you know, like, it's because his wife died or all that. Like, he's just like, grr, world bad.
Honestly, they're not. I don't root for them. I don't really care about them as a couple.
Okay.
I like Meg, but she's not my favorite character, so I really don't have a horse in that race. But yeah, so Tim had a line where she had a line where she's like, "You're still here? Like it's been like forever. It's been literally 2 weeks. Our time. 10 episodes. It's been like 2 days." Although with this show, I feel like every episode's a new day. For the most part.
They're not as long as what, in terms of Passions days to regular soap opera days.
It's definitely quicker.
It's a little quicker. Because I mean, and an interesting about this show though, people actually work.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of them together.
Which I mean would make sense then why they're together a lot of times.
Or for Ben. Oh, Annie had a line where she was like, what am I going to do? Like, it was before the will was read, I think. She's like, oh, what am I going to do? She's like, until the will is read. She's like I have no money, and he was like, you could get a job. She's like, well, I'm mourning my father. No, like you're so upset. Like you just want your inheritance.
Yeah, that was
like why would I work?
like,
I'm mourning.
I was like, you can't really argue with that logic.
I was like, girl, same. I get it. So yeah, I think that's it for Meg, Casey, and
I mean, that wraps up to me the most of the main things that happen.
So Sherry Som's character, Vanessa, she works for the news. She's a newspaper reporter.
Oh,
and she's got something going on. I don't really know. We don't really know what it is yet, but it's like top secret.
That girl I like that girl just kicked that guy out of her apartment. I was more interested
in her apartment, and she basically told Michael, I got this, and she like literally did like karate and like flipped him out of the apartment.
I know she didn't got it until he came. She wanted to show off. The interesting thing about that is the paw print, the handprint they got off of the jacket belongs to a dead person.
What jacket?
You know, the jacket that there's a handprint, and they gave it to one of the police officers, and she was able to get a match off of the partial print. Mm-hmm. And it belongs to someone who died like 2 years ago. Or been dead for a little bit.
I don't think I paid attention to that. I don't really remember that.
Well, that was good questions.
We have Paula, who moved in and then moved out of Ricardo's place in the span of a week. And I guess they're broken up now.
Yeah, because she's going to dinner with Eddie.
She's going to dinner with Eddie, but not really, because it's just to make Ricardo jealous.
I have a question about the opening credits. I know this doesn't go with the plot. There is a girl or a woman in the credits named Priscilla something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When do we meet her?
She doesn't show up until like a month in, so maybe like another 2 weeks.
Goodness, they put everyone that was just going to show up in the credits. Because I've been like, when does this girl show up?
Well, we still haven't met Cole, and we're going on week 3.
Oh, yeah, I keep wondering about Cole too, because I know he has this big, thing.
Which means he really wasn't. He was only around for maybe 4 weeks, also before Eddie Cibrian took over. So, so Vanessa apparently is protecting this woman and her child, Jaylene, who she brings to Michael's apartment to stay without telling him first. And prior to this, Michael's girlfriend, who's a flight attendant, showed up while Vanessa was staying there.
I love when Vanessa was in the shower. Like, really? When she was left that kid from the other girl, I wish Vanessa would have been like, she ain't much safer with me. I've been attacked twice and almost run over.
She's a messy girl. Her apartment was a mess, and she was at like Michael's for 5 minutes, and she already had stuff all over the place. But all in all, I think that's everything that happened this week.
Good second week. Like, didn't have a second week slump.
No, not at all. The pacing is still very fast.
Which I kind of like that.
For 1997, it's very fast.
Oh, yeah. For 97, that's like super fast.
I mean, the 90s were already a little bit faster than the 80s, but this is... You could tell they didn't know how to write a daytime soap, so they were just like, yes, just write it like a primetime show.
Yeah. Yeah, because in Salem, time would be moving really slow, and then Sunset Beach, it's like, oh no, we've had enough stories for 2 years. In 2 weeks. No.
Do you think Annie's going to pull the trigger and shoot Ben?
Oh, of course not.
Even if it's just like a flesh wound.
I wish she would, but she won't. I mean, only I wish she would because that'd be different.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I know she won't. Does she?
Do you think he'll make it to the pier to meet up with Mike?
Of course not. We gotta drag that. That's the only thing going slow in this soap.
But not really. It's only week 2.
I know.
This is an Ethan and Teresa thing.
I guess because of how fast everything else is going.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's moving slow.
Yeah. Favorite character of the week?
Bet and Olivia. It's a tie between Bet and Olivia. Because I'm sorry, how can you not love the little shout like when she's trying to push the shout like the water out of her face.
Oof. I guess it's a 3-way tie between Olivia, Bet, and Annie.
Annie was I almost said Annie too, but I was like, well, is it overkill with 3?
I feel like that's gonna be a recurring theme with me because I just find Annie and Olivia so entertaining to watch.
Well, we love those over the top strong women.
Yeah. So I feel like if we do this every week, like who's your favorite character, it's going to be them for me a lot.
Yeah. Well, it'd be like, besides the 3, we always choose. Who's your favorite?
Just one?
Yeah.
Besides those 3?
I'd probably say Ray.
I do like Ray.
Or Casey.
My favorite this time around, I think it's Casey. And I don't... Mm-hmm. I really like it. I think I love him.
You're in love. If you meet him on the pier facing the sun,
But all right, anything else to add about this
No,
week?
That's it in a nutshell, or whatever it's called.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. As always, you can check us out on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And don't forget to subscribe to our Patreon page where you'll get exclusive content like early access to Tomorrow's a New Day episodes, as well as the after show, and bonus content such as Queers Night Out, where we have like a double date night and talk about a movie, and our segment's Gone Too Soon, where we talk about canceled primetime soaps, as well as our continued Knots Landing coverage, where Aaron watches Knots Landing for the first time. And other primetime 80s and 90s soaps that we cover. So until next time, we will see you Monday. We'll be covering some classic episodes of Days of Our Lives. So until then, have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.